think I wanted to get out of bed to do cardio. False facts. I do not like when my plan gets in the way of other things. Like, own it, just go do it, get it out of the way, and so it doesn't interfere with the day. So there's a gym about 10 minutes away, so I'm going to get some of my cardio done. That way Jay and I can just go to training, like we'll train back together today, and just enjoy the day versus like him waiting for me and us being on gym. But to get the things you've never had, you gotta do the things you've never did. So is cardio. I'm going to have a power crunch bar, which is so weird for me. I'm actually not doing protein powders or protein bars right now, but this is most convenient. And then I'm going to take my BCAAs and pour it into my cocktail cup for my cardio. So we'll see where this gym is. And honestly, like I'm actually not doing protein powders or protein bars right now, but this is most convenient, and I need the protein. So, and then I'm going to take my BCAAs and pour it into my cocktail cup for my cardio. So we'll see where this gym is. There are no guarantees these days if they're even open, so I'm like really crossing my fingers. You didn't see was I pulled up to gym number 1 and went up to swipe my key card and they were closed. And I called just to like see, and the hours were Monday through Thursday. And I was like, if I just called to validate that they were open, I would not have wasted. So I ended up driving like 20 minutes up a hill to this gym, which Jay and I have been to many times when we go to Tahoe, or if we go to Redding to see his parents. We come down this way and we work out at this gym. So nothing new. He woke up and got himself some breakfast. I wonder if he did like a hotel buffet or something. I don't know. I left egg whites. Also, side note, this was the gym we were planning on going to train together. And I'm not in the mood to come back here to train, even though I love this gym. It's huge. It's got 3 stories and a studio. So I do love it, but I think I work. Also, it is a check-in day for Fit Life Balance. So I have a lot of my client check-ins coming through. And for my check-in sheet, it is a reflection on all things. It is like space to reflect, I like to call it. If you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to create sustainable balance, if you're trying to shift your approach with food and nutrition and working out, it is far beyond just a plan, macros, cardio, nutrition. It is all the biofeedback, so stress, sleep, sodium, mindset, breakthroughs, like what your work life is. So in my reflection sheet, I have a lot of like the breakdown of like how your week actually went and how you're actually feeling, because all of that also contributes to making the best plan for each person. So a lot of those reflections are coming through. I like to take my time and read them. I don't like to do them during my cardio or my training. I try to separate my training and getting in my zone with my client. Over at a Starbucks, there's one on the corner to at least read through some of the reflections. And then what I like to do after that is to poke them. And if I need them to elaborate, or like I'll ask them questions, or it could be super self-explanatory and we are ready to go. So I'm gonna go do that really quick before I swoop and get. Got your leash? You ready to go? You got your leash. Ready to go. That's my leash. Did you do the hotel buffet?
I know, I didn't see it.
Oh, you should have.
Is it there?
So Jay did not get himself a hotel buffet breakfast. What do you want for breakfast? Starbucks?
Starbucks.
So
Starbucks buffet. You'll see.
we're headed to Starbucks to get him a pastry buffet. What is a Starbucks? I don't even want to know. I have my lunch packed. Chicken, green beans, a little bit of ground turkey. We are planning to make a princess cake later for Wesley's birthday and our anniversary. We're just gonna do a whole bunch of celebrating later. So they are clearly very antsy to leave the hotel, especially this one. And so we are headed out. Don't worry, I cleaned my car this morning too, see? Little garbage area, I wiped it down. Sandy wipe. I have my Febreze. Yes, I have my own Febreze for my car. You know why?
Running, you are all I needed back then, now I'm buzzing. Yeah, she said I didn't change, I said you just stay the same. Swear she used to have a plan, but now she doesn't.
No, we would never order a birthday cake pop for our dog that just turned 1. No.
It's for me.
It's for Jay. Last minute decision, I am not getting coffee because I want some pre-workout for back day. I'm gonna be watching you drink coffee, and then maybe if I'm lucky I can get one later.
Or sip.
Non-fat.
Extra protein.
It's like protein and carbs without the fat when you get non-fat milk.
If you have the carbs. Great way to add some extra protein.
But then you go to sausage biscuit, so that's where the fat's coming from.
It's not that much as you would think. It's
How
like
much?
the same as like a bakery item.
Do you know?
I think it's like 18.
It's not too bad. It's like nut butter.
18.
Did somebody say sausage?
I messed it up.
35 carbs, 22 protein, and 22 fat. Oh yeah.
The best one.
Yum.
Really good with honey.
Okay. And your non-fat latte with like caramel.
I see that you never grew from cracks off in the pavement. All them likes on Instagram don't really mean you made it. She said I didn't change, I said you just stay the same, baby.
Okay, so quick meal before I do back. I'm probably gonna eat like half of this and then half after, because it's quite a bit of meat. This is like 5 ounces of chicken, green beans, almond cheese, asparagus, and then ground turkey. So I'm gonna do half now.
I swear I need a hit. Running, you are all I needed back then, now I'm buzzing. Yeah, she said I didn't change, I said you just stay the same. Swear she used to have a plan, but now she doesn't. Them excuses got me jaded. I see that you never grew from cracks off in the pavement. All them likes on Instagram don't really mean you made it. She said I didn't change, I said you just stay the same, baby. You run it in place, yeah. I was hoping you'd send a text. I wish you would listen to the thing in your chest. I got wrapped up in your mess. Don't get too close, I got ice in my veins, yeah. Running through them words in my head. Where did you go? How come you up and left? Talking all the shit to your friends. Waking up cold, got no one to impress. I said bye, 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 bye to all your bad vibes, all your white lies. Put them to the side, yeah. Hold on, it'll be alright. Running, you are all I needed back then, now I'm buzzing. Yeah, she said I didn't change, I said you just stay the same. Swear she used to have a plan, but now she doesn't. Them excuses got me jaded. I see that you never grew from cracks off in the pavement.
Super excited about this. We actually do not have a coffee maker yet, so we are going to have to invest in one just for this. So we will be surprised together.
You let the money change you. I didn't coin you for the type to bite my hand and handle the spear.
So I fell in love with the Siete taco shells, and someone recommended to try out the chips. So when you buy things on Amazon, you get it for life. Multi-pack central. Getting ready?
Please don't make me name no names. You deserve it though. For all the times you embellish us, but I take the high road while you self-destruct. I level up. Running.
Like I said earlier, I wanted to explain my take on macros You're gonna hear me say macros and tracking, and you'll probably see the carbs on things, or I'll make a comment or whatever. So figured I'd talk about macros. Macros are calories, calories are macros. There's a set calories for whatever goal you're trying to achieve. If you want to lose body fat, you have to be in a caloric deficit. Doesn't matter. So when you think about like paleo, vegan, keto, low carb, high carb, sugar, whatever your diet is, you have to be in a caloric deficit in order to lose weight. Want to maintain weight, you have to eat as many calories as your body needs to perform, and that's it. In order to find your maintenance range, it's just trial and error. As your body composition changes, so your muscle potentially increases, body fat decreases, a little bit of both at the same time, how much actual calories you need will change over time. So I always tell like my clients, if you're doing the right work in the gym, typically over time you're going to be increasing muscle and slowly decreasing body fat and kind of changing up that ratio. Of course, depending on what season you eat more calories or more macros than you are needing to perform your daily activities or whatever, you are going to put on mass, whether that's body fat, potentially some muscle in there, but over the amount you need, a surplus of calories will make you increase mass, gain weight. I think the concept of macros can be really intimidating, like counting macros, tracking macros, what are my macros, how do I figure out my macros, and then do I have to do all this math all the time? One thing to know is 1 gram of carb is 4 calories, 1 gram of protein is 4 calories, 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. So ultimately, calories are macros, macros are calories, same type of thing. Calories in, calories out. We talked about how you lose body fat, how you gain weight, and how you maintain weight based off of your caloric intake. Yes, there are BMIs out there, there's calculators, there's ultimately, what I like to do is put a diet recall in place to where if you eat a certain amount of food for 3 to 7 days and weigh yourself, see if you're gaining weight, see if you're losing weight, see if you're maintaining weight. And typically, like if you have enough patience, do it for like about 14 days and see what your trends are, and then take that caloric amount and adjust. And always, in my opinion, start a little higher than what you think, because ultimately if you're tracking every calorie or every gram, may seem like a lot of food. So do you have to track macros? Do you have to, know calories or whatever the case may be? It depends. I think if you have a goal in mind, whether it is developing lean muscle mass, whether it's leaning out, losing body fat, I think knowing and being aware of your intake is a priority. Yeah, you can do keto, paleo, like low fat, high fat, whatever works for you, and that makes you feel the best. That's where macros come in, to where like if you're trying to put on muscle or protect muscle, higher protein is going to matter. The fat percentage of your overall calories they're going to support your hormone health, your mood, your state. And then carbohydrates are your form of energy. Your body loves carbohydrates. So depending on how your body responds to whatever macro split, you can check and adjust. But when you think about dieting or wanting to lose body fat, macros and knowing your caloric intake kind of just makes it like a little easier to incorporate flexibility. So if you know you get 180 carbohydrates and 45 grams of fat and 150 grams of protein, you can incorporate things like thinking like 80% whole foods, 20% fun processed foods, if you like Oreo, but it kind of makes the decision and the logic behind, am I meeting my goal? Am I eating enough? And you get to learn about how your body performs with the correct amount of nutrients depending on your goal. I will share for me, it doesn't matter really what season I'm in. It could be a maintenance season, it could be a growing development season, or a cut, aka the season I'm in right now. I will always count or have some macro guidelines. Yes, I will create flexibility to where if I'm in a maintenance season or if I'm in an off season where I'm just developing muscle, I will monitor my protein to protect my muscle. But other than that, I'll incorporate untracked days, untracked meals. Ideally, after tracking and monitoring macros for a certain amount of time, you start to learn what's in food. So intuitive eating, the average person that wants to lose body fat, a little bit easier because you can incorporate different things versus a structured meal plan, or you see so many programs out there like eat this and this for 4 times a day and X amount of weeks and you will lose that amount of weight. Sure, what happens at the end of that diet? What do you even during the diet, where you're like, I don't even want to do this, and like, here's a jar of peanut butter, and here's a spoon. So the way that I kind of coach and structure my client plans are in that same sense, to where it's like flexibility. Obviously, if they have a very serious timeline, or if they're really trying to hit a certain point, I will coach more on like food choices, as far as like incorporating that 80%, 20% processed foods, because the more whole foods you have in your diet, you're gonna feel more full, you're gonna be more satisfied, and ultimately the accuracy behind your caloric deficit or your calorie amount. Also incorporating that 20% will help prevent your cravings, or you're like, oh my gosh, these are the only foods I can have, so I want all of the other foods that aren't in my meal plan. So if you hear me make comments, especially in the near future, about carbohydrates or fats or protein, I am currently in a fat loss phase. I am kind of taking an extreme approach. Like I said, I am an athlete trying to hit certain goals right now. So a lot of what I'm doing isn't necessarily a full year approach. So if you hear me make comments, especially in the near future, about carbohydrates or fats or protein, I am currently in a fat loss phase. I am kind of taking an extreme approach. Like I said, I am an athlete trying to hit certain goals right now. So a lot of what I'm doing isn't necessarily a seasons or everything. That can be like a whole nother vlog. But ultimately, like, no matter what season I'm in, I like the concept of macros because it provides like that consistency around what, not overthink about it. It's like kind of walking into a store and not knowing the prices of things. I feel like macros are very much so like a kind of like a budget or like a finance type of analogy, where you have a certain amount of money and you can typically spend it on whatever you want. But ultimately, like, if you go buy a pack of gum, a magazine, a little windmill, a Pez dispenser, you're like, what do I do with these things? And now my money's out. Same thing goes for if you have like an Oreo or like a serving of ice cream, or like full fat cheese versus like a lighter cheese. Like, you're spending that calorie. And don't get me wrong, if it means that much to you and you really, and I just wanted to say, you're gonna hear me make comments about meals and Tupperwares, and Jay's having this, but I'm having this, and it is absolutely the season I am, and my goals are a little on the extreme side right now. So no, it's not all year round. No, it's not sustainable. And I know that there is a time where I'm going to put myself into a maintenance phase as well. So it's not a forever thing. I don't think somebody should be dieting forever or always have a diet mentality. I think restriction pushes you further and further away from balance. So speaking of eating, I'm going to show you our cake later. Anniversary and birthday cake, and I'm so excited. Princess cake is my favorite type of cake. I actually request it on every birthday. Jay and I are reenacting a princess cake, and we're gonna call it an anniversary, Wesley's first birthday. So Jay is the last person to buy himself clothes of any type, particularly gym clothes. So particularly gym clothes, like I'm not even kidding you, wears his old high school basketball shorts. The other day he bought himself Gymshark like joggers, but they were like shorts. It was weird, but he like walked in and I was like, okay. Like, does anyone else buy their like boyfriend or husband something that would look good on them, and also that you could potentially share? When I buy him joggers or sweatshirts, it's like, would also look good on me. Oh, I got him this Brixton hat. Thought it was cute, super like simple. And then I got him 2 brand new First Phrom like muscle tees. So one's black. I actually got myself a matching crop top, so we'll be like swagging out at the gym. And then I got him this jacket. It is one of the newer brands. I've never heard of it, but Rourke. But it's like a super nice, like kind of lightweight, but like weatherproof jacket with brown interior. It's like a nice sage green. Would also look really good with a black hoodie and on me. So yeah, I have a couple things for him, and then I was gonna go to obviously Trader Joe's to get groceries, but I'm gonna get him like a few things he likes, and then hopefully if Michael's is still open, get a bag to wrap it in. Okay, finished product. We have a bag of goodies, and I couldn't go to Michael's without some fall updates to our coffee table flowers, which, by the way, save money, get fake flowers. And this candle. Yes, please. A grocery haul. I will show you everything that we got. We actually, like, since we were out of town for like a day or two, our fridge was pretty empty. So you'll see like a full fridge reset. I called
hospitality you showed me. I kept the bandages near. You let the money change you. I didn't coin you for.
Okay, so we're back. I figured I would show you as I unpacked. Fridge is pretty bare. So for veggies, I'm doing asparagus and zucchini primarily. These are my two veggies of choice right now. And then snack, I've been doing cucumber. Jalapenos are for when I add them to meat. So like usually shredded chicken is bell peppers and jalapenos. Right now my carb source is either red potatoes, shredded hash browns, or jasmine rice. Then for dairy, I got almond, cashew, macadamia milk. I'm gonna try. I haven't tried this yet, but it's unsweetened, so we shall see. Unsweetened almond milk, and then this is for Jay. He likes the Swiss. And then I get the almond cheese, and then this I usually use for like cakes, anything like protein loaf or like pancakes. I use 0% Greek yogurt, or for frosting. We have chicken breast, 99% ground turkey breast, and then we have 96 for beef. So I'm not kidding you, it's like dinner, breakfast, lunch. These are my meat crew. So I got more tomatillo salsa and then organic medium salsa. And then these I put on taco salads. They are super good. And also these are our most commonly used toppings. So I already had taco sauce, I already had some goddess dressing, and we have siete hot sauce, and then of course you can't forget. Everything's fine. We will 100% go through all of these pretty quickly. And then perfect bars, so I got 2 peanut butter, 1 coconut, 1 trail mix. I like to put these on my oats, so like what you do is you weigh out the grams, so this is 71. You see the grams, so this one's 71. And you can enter like 20 grams of this onto your oatmeal, so it acts as kind of like melted cookie dough. Super good. One of the cleanest protein bars you can get. These are Jay and I's favorite tortillas. So they're the corn and wheat, and what you do is you grill them on high, and they're super yummy for like double-decker tacos or quesadillas or, you know, whatever. And then I will use this for frostings. So if I want cream cheese frosting or like mixing it with protein powder to make like a cheesecake, this is the goat. And I did get a nice array of Power Crunch bars. So clearly my favorite is vanilla. And then second runner-up is triple chocolate. So what I do is I just get a whole box when I'm out, and then I sneak them in the freezer. Fridge looks healthy, so what we'll do is we'll swap those raw meats out when we meal prep them. Those are my 2 jams. I have cooked chicken that we still have to go through, and then I am yet to cook all of the veggies, so I'll probably do that tonight. Meet Jay's jelly stack. He loves jelly and jam. So what he's been doing is he's been combining these jellies with like my fresh homemade jellies, and it just adds volume. Yeah, he has like an array. I feel like unpacking grocery haul is enough for one video. If you guys want to see me cook and prep for the week, comment below and maybe I'll do that in the next one. Jay went to the store. I just decided to get comfy. I'm just ready to kind of like hang out. When I cook us dinner, it's not gonna be anything exciting. I'm pretty sure we're having barbecue chicken, zucchini, and jasmine rice, so. But we have cake later, which is why we have nutrient-dense, lean macros for dinner, and then we are saving it for cake, even though it's gonna be like a fairly macro-friendly cake. So the next thing you see will probably either be us opening our gifts or cake. And then we'll probably wrap up the vlog there because we just want to enjoy the rest of our night. So, dinner first. Okay, so I just finished Jay's cake. We always do little mini cakes because he might need something else in his cake and I might need like different macros or whatever. So first things first, we're gonna go ahead and do 4 ounces of organic raspberries. These are frozen. I'm gonna do a little bit of stevia to sweeten it up. All right, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of pink salt. Alright, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of pink salt and let that just kind of do its thing. Since they're frozen, the water will melt and it'll kind of turn into a jelly. Berries are going. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I make the cake batter. So this is Little Buff protein cake. I get the batch, like the bulk batch size, and I put it into this Tupperware. So I'm gonna do 60 grams of this. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and spray the bottom of the pan with coconut spray. Batter is done, and then I'm gonna be waiting for these to kind of like simmer down a little bit. Meanwhile, I'm gonna make the frosting that's gonna go on top. Okay, so frosting is done. It should literally be like frosting, except I'm gonna pop this in the freezer so it hardens a little bit. Okay, so with the raspberries, I'm just gonna go ahead and mash them a little bit to make more of kind of like a jelly versus like just chunks of raspberries. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove it from the heat, and then I'm going to go raspberry inside here, and then the cake will go on top of it. Okay, so the raspberry is kind of like on the sides and on the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in the oven for about 10 minutes at 350. I am leaving some extra for on top if I wanted it. Okay, so with Jay's, I'm actually cutting a slice in the middle, and I'm taking some of the raspberry puree and putting it inside. And then I'm gonna let it cook for like another 5 minutes. And then I will frost it like normal. Okay, so the cakes are done. Then I'm gonna let them cool off a little bit before we frost them. And then for the marzipan, we're gonna do a half a scoop of vanilla level 1, a little bit of almond extract. I have 5 grams of Simply Delish vanilla pudding, and then about like 3 grams of Swerve powdered. And then you're gonna add cashew milk super slowly so it doesn't get too liquidy. All right, and then you get like a, you'll get like a thick paste. So obviously whisk it until it's smooth, but this will be like right underneath the frosting as we frost this. He likes writing cards. I don't. That's all she wrote. Okay, so we have the marzipan mock, and then we have the cream cheese frosting, and then of course we're gonna put whipped cream on it. So I'll show you kind of how I frost one of them. Okay, so I have like the marzipan paste across the center, and then I'm gonna go ahead and frost it with the regular frosting on top. Okay, finished product. We have our princess cake. So I lined the edges with whipped cream, a little bit of raspberry in the middle, and then I have Rice Krispie treats for across the top. And we have our princess cake.